Today I'm going to show you a craft we learned at 4th grade arts day. It's a stapleless book. Some supplies you'll need are pieces of construction paper, or you can use regular printer paper, or maybe you could get creative and use some recycled materials like newspaper, magazines, anything you want. You'll also need a ruler, a pair of scissors, and a pencil. Pretty easy. So let's get started. First, you will need about 8 sheets of paper. I picked out one of each color from my pack, so I think I actually have about 9. 8's like a good minimum, but you can do as many as you want. So this tool is a bone folder. It's a tool used by bookmakers to make sharp creases and for some other uses. You probably don't have one, but it's a really useful tool. So I want to show you how you can use the bone folder. You want to line up, fold your piece of paper in half, and line it up carefully, trying to be as perfect as possible. Use the bone folder and crease the edge. This gives you a really nice sharp crease. As you can see, I got a really nice sharp crease. Now, since most of you won't have the bone folder at home, I want to show you another trick instead. So you're going to fold it up, making sure it's as perfect as possible, and you'll use the back of your fingernail to press on the crease. It works almost as good as the bone folder. See? Nice and sharp. So now I'm going to do this for the rest of my 9 sheets of paper. Now that you've got your 9 folded sheets of paper, you're going to need your ruler and your pencil. You're going to use the ruler a little differently. You'll use the width of the ruler to make your marks. You're going to put it up against the edge and take your pencil and mark the width of the ruler on each side of the folded piece of paper by the crease. If you don't have a ruler, you could use a strip of paper that's a certain width. If you don't like the width of your ruler, you can use a different one. I don't really like the width of this ruler, so I'm going to use something called my T-square, which is a thicker, longer ruler. So I'm going to line my ruler up against the edge of the paper, making a mark at the crease side. You want to be careful to make sure it's lined up with the edge. Do it on the other side. There you go. Got 2 equal marks on each side of the paper. So you'll do this to all your sheets of paper, being careful to line it up on the sides so that they're all at the same place. Now that I've finished, you can see that all my marks are lined up in the same exact place on each piece of paper. So they go in a straight line. Perfect. So now I have to divide them into two groups. For my book, I picked warm colors and cool colors, including a white sheet of paper. So first, the cool colors. Your first group, you're going to cut on the inside of the creased edge. So between the two lines, you only want to cut on the inside, not on the outside. So let me show you. I start right on this line. You want to be careful to stay on the line. And you can cut any kind of shape you want out of this middle piece. You can go as close to the middle or as far out from the middle as you want. I'm going to do some wavy lines here. Kind of reminds me of mountains. And I cut right to the other line on the other side of the crease. You're going to do this for the rest of your pieces of paper in this group. Make sure to save your scraps, because those might come in handy when you go to decorate and fill your book up. This time I'm going to do some zigzag lines. So do this for the rest of your papers in this group. So now that you finish this group, you're going to grab your second group of pages. These pages, you're going to cut on the outside of your marks. So in the corners, not in the middle. Watch. Here I'm going to do some bumpy lines starting on that line, going towards the outside edges of the paper. So now I have one edge done, and I go to the other mark and do the other side of the paper. Looks like I got a little cut off here, but you get the idea. Save your scraps. This is kind of what it should look like. Again, you can do any shapes, any types of cuts you want. Just make sure that you're on the right side of those lines. Repeat this for the rest of your pieces of paper in this group. So now that I'm done, I have two groups with paper cut on the outside and on the inside. You're going to take each group and you're going to put the pages inside each other like this. You can choose whatever order you want to do. Just keep the same type together. So for example, I'm taking the ones cut on the inside and placing them together like this. Now I do it with the other group. And you can put your colors in any order you like. Once you have the ones with the outside cuts put together, fold it hot dog style, but do not crease it. You'll take these folded pages and put them inside the inside cut pages. You kind of wiggle them around, turn them sideways, and flatten them back out again, with the fold lining up with the other pages. And here you go, you've got your book. The book stays together without staples or anything attaching the pages, and you can turn the pages inside out in whatever way you wish. And here's how I decorated my finished book. I used a lot of my scraps, some markers, some glue, and I made some flaps too. Can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Happy bookmaking!